Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a while, but your boy's back. Um, Ever since I got to college, I hadn't really recorded a video yet. This is gonna be my first video at college. It's good to see y'all. Um, yeah, let's get to it. My college professor is clinically insane. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Because I walk in the class, and I mean, it looks like a regular class. It's quite a few people, right? And I'm curious. I'm curious what this teacher's about. It's the first day. It's the first day that I've been in this class, so I'm curious. I'm like, okay, what's the teacher about? So I'm looking for signs and whoever and what that. Now, this is a philosophy class, right? Um, but I've never been in a philosophy class, so I had no idea of what I might be getting myself into. And as the class goes on, I noticed that this teacher has to have some screws loose. Has to have some screws loose. And I feel like you'd only really know if you were in my class, right? Anybody who's taken this class would know that, yeah, there's probably some screws loose. But that's probably the best thing about this teacher, because I've never met a teacher so passionate and so about his craft and about what he teaches. Because at the end of the class, he was telling us this story about okay, he said, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to use your imagination, right? And he told us about, what if you were on your deathbed, right? And somebody comes up to you, they ask you about your life and about your regrets, right? And they try to guess your regrets because you're on your deathbed, you're hooked up with the respirator, you can't even talk, you're just left with your thoughts. And I was like, wow, this is a grim thought, I wonder where he's going. And I really couldn't have predicted it, but let me continue. And he's talking about it, and he's like, imagine he comes to your bed and he's like guessing, what your regrets are. Maybe it was you never talked to that girl. Maybe it was this, and that. Maybe it was that, And he goes on, right? And as we reach the climax of, his story that he was telling, he goes something like, okay, now what if, right, that guy in the shirt told you, okay, I'm going to reset you back in time to a point in your life where a majority of your major mistakes have not been made yet, but you still made some mistakes, so you still know, the taste of regret. That's exactly how he said it. Um, and he was like, what if I reset you to that point and reset all your memories back to that point to give you a second chance at life, right? But he said, what if, as well in that time that I reset you, I also came back to you with that same shirt and told you the story. Good luck. Thank you for coming to my class. That's how he ended it. That's how he ended the class. And I'm like, wow, that's wicked. That's wicked. And so me and my buddy Josh, my roommate Josh, I guess sweet mate Josh, right? Um, we're walking, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy, right? Like, this guy clearly has some screws loose. Because there's never been a class like that. Never. I've never had any class that I'm still pondering. Like, his whole class deserved, and this is the first day, by the way. His whole class deserved its own video, because what was he talking about? But in a good way, in the best way possible. What was he talking about? In the best way possible, I need to know more, because there's no way that I know enough. You know what I'm saying? Um, that class was insane, and this is one of the reasons why I was really looking forward to going to college, because you don't find teachers like this in high school. You find some of them. Shout out Mr. Park. Uh, but you don't find teachers this passionate. Teachers that will genuinely change your life, for better or for worse. Teachers that would genuinely change your life. Okay, Professor, I think it was Dromsky. As far as first day, I don't even know his name that well. I like what you're on, and I need a hit. I don't know what else to say, because wow, yeah, um, that professor is off the hinges, and that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing about him. Favorite thing about that class. I can recommend to genuinely anybody to take that class, because by the time that class is over, I guarantee I'll be a different person. And in fact, that class is what's motivated me to come back to YouTube and continue doing what I love doing. Because, like you said, it's possible, truly, entirely possible, that you've been reset to a point in your life where you're able to still make mistakes, but you're young enough to know better, right? And it's possible that you've been reset to that point, and now I'm here telling you what he told me, because you have a chance to still make a difference in your life, okay? So from this day forward, I'm gonna be out there doing the things that I want to do, doing the things that I'm passionate about, whether that be YouTube, whether that be skateboarding, whether that be tennis, and whatever other things I'm gonna talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Because he brought up another good point during that story. He was like, maybe it's just that regret that you never talked to that person at that opportune moment, and he's right. I always think that, hey, maybe I'm okay, like, I'm chill, dying single. I'm really okay with that. But if it's an opportune moment, why not try, right? Like, truly, the worst that could happen is she says no, or she says you're ugly and you should kill yourself. She could say that too, but I mean that's basically no, right? And so might as well try, because the worst thing she could say is you're ugly, off yourself. So give it a try. Go out there, do big things. That shit. I'm gonna be making more videos. It's kind of awkward doing it in the dorm, and I realized though, especially because he asked other questions throughout the class, and I was talking to my buddy Josh about it. I realized that I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared of doing YouTube around other people. But I'll get to that in a different video. Anyways, thank you for watching. Stay swaggy, stay blessed. Hey Mark, I hope you're watching. Much love, bro. Stay swaggy, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time, Cucks.